Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS. Let's get to the news folks, right now, we're witnessing some of the most intriguing and potentially game-changing rumors in the NFL this season, especially concerning your Atlanta Falcons. The NFC South, a division that's been somewhat unpredictable in recent years, is once again at the center of a swirling storm of trade rumors and strategic moves that could reshape its landscape. And the latest buzz involves none other than the Tennessee Titans and the Falcons, and it's all about a blockbuster trade that could significantly bolster Atlanta's secondary and give them that extra edge to push deeper into the playoffs. Now, what's really catching everyone's attention is the reported negotiations involving L'Jarius Sneed, the elite cornerback from the Kansas City Chiefs, who was traded to the Titans in 2024. Sneed, undrafted in 2019, but quickly making a name for himself as one of the most physical and versatile press corners in the league, is now being discussed as a potential acquisition by the Falcons. And it makes perfect sense if you think about it. The Falcons have been struggling a bit in their secondary, especially after injuries to key players like A.J. Terrell and Clark Phillips III. They're desperate for some stability, some consistency. Sneed, with his proven track record, could be exactly what they need to shore up that part of the defense. Let's talk about Sneed's profile because, honestly, this guy is a unicorn at the cornerback position. Undrafted out of college, he's proven himself to be an elite press corner, someone who can lock down receivers one-on-one and force quarterbacks to think twice before throwing his way. In 2025, up until September 15th, he's already accumulated 3 interceptions and 9 pass defenses, and his coverage grade from PFF has been an impressive 89.8. That's nearly perfect. He's allowing only 44% completion on targets thrown his way, with an average of just 5 yards per target, which is phenomenal in today's NFL. And his tackle numbers, 18 tackles so far, show he's not just a coverage guy, he's willing to get involved in run support as well. His career stats are equally impressive. 13 interceptions, 78 pass defenses, and a metric called EPA per target of -0.18, which puts him in the top tier among cornerbacks. Plus, he's a reliable tackler with an 83% success rate. When you watch him play, you see a player who's aggressive, confident, and technically sound. His playing style has drawn comparisons to Patrick Surtain because of his aggressiveness and physicality, and his speed, running a 4.49 in the 40-yard dash, only reinforces that notion. He's a lockdown guy, a true man coverage beast with a coverage grade of 87.2, allowing just 2 yards of separation per reception. That's the kind of player who can change the entire dynamic of a secondary, especially one that's been shaky. Of course, injuries are always a concern, but Sneed has shown resilience. A shoulder tweak in 2025 slowed him down in Week 1, but he's been durable overall, playing full seasons in 2023 and 2024. Advanced stats back this up. He has a 91.6 overall PFF grade, a 20% forced incompletion rate, and a positive EPA coverage of +0.16. He's also versatile enough to play both in the slot and on the outside, which adds a lot of flexibility for Atlanta's defensive schemes. And with 17 quarterback pressures on blitzes, he's not just a coverage guy. He can contribute to the pass rush, which is always a bonus. Now, why is this trade so significant for the Falcons? Well, first, it addresses a glaring weakness in their secondary, which ranks 26th in the league, allowing 67% completion rates. Adding Sneed would project to reduce the yards per pass attempt by around 13%, and the team could see an increase of 4 interceptions over the course of the season. Imagine that: more turnovers, better field position, and a secondary that can actually hold its own against the high-powered offenses of the NFC South. This move could elevate the entire defense, making them more aggressive, more confident, and more capable of closing out games. On the other side, the Titans are motivated by cap relief and strategic rebuilding. They're looking to shed about $10 million in cap space, partly to facilitate extensions for players like Jeffrey Simmons and Chiga Okonkwo, and partly to prepare for a potential rebuild. The Titans' defense has been disappointing, allowing around 30 points per game, and their secondary, with Christian Fulton, who has a PFF grade of 79.4, has struggled at times. The team is also dealing with offensive struggles, especially with quarterback Ryan Tannehill and the overall offensive line, which has allowed an average of 4.2 sacks per game. It's a tough situation, reminiscent of their 2023 teardown, and this trade could be part of a larger plan to reset the franchise. But what about the Falcons? They're sitting with a cap space of around $5 to $6 million, and with a record of 2-3 after the bye week, they're in a position where they have to be aggressive. They've been operating with some restructuring to make room for this kind of move, and it fits perfectly into the scheme of coach Raheem Morris, who loves a press-heavy scheme and aggressive man coverage. This trade isn't just about filling a roster hole, it's about elevating the entire defense, turning a secondary that's allowed 67% completion into one that can hold opponents to under 54% and reduce yards per pass attempt. And as we look at the bigger picture, this move could be transformative. Snead's presence would elevate EPA defense by plus 0.22, similar to what we saw with Sauce Gardner during his breakout season in New York in 2022. It would boost the Falcons' chances of disrupting the passing game of their opponents, especially against high-volume passers. Think about Kirk Cousins and the Vikings, who are currently averaging 68% completion at 7.4 yards per attempt. Adding a player like Snead to the secondary could turn those numbers into turnovers and incomplete passes. Plus, it's not just about stopping the pass. Snead's ability to contribute to the pass rush, with 17 QB pressures this season, means he can help create pressure and force mistakes. When you consider the potential impact on the Falcons' Super Bowl odds, the numbers get even more interesting. According to 538, the odds of winning the Super Bowl could jump from plus 9.0 to plus 4,500 with this kind of addition. That's a significant increase, and it places Atlanta in a much better position to contend, especially with their defense getting a much-needed upgrade. Snead would be a key piece in a playoff push, acting as an X-factor in those high-pressure moments when turnovers and big plays decide games. And don't forget the NFC South. This move could be the catalyst to shake things up. The Saints are currently 3-2, but with a secondary that's allowed over 140 yards per game to receivers like Chris Olave, who's averaging 142 yards per game, the Falcons could take advantage of that. Adding Snead would help neutralize top receivers, making the division even more competitive. It's like a chess match, each move counts, and this trade could give the Falcons that strategic advantage they need to not only compete but to dominate. So, to sum it all up, this potential trade is not just a minor roster tweak. It's a bold statement, a sign that the Falcons are serious about contending this year. They're addressing their secondary's weaknesses head-on, bringing in a proven, versatile cornerback who can lock down receivers, help with the pass rush, and elevate the entire defense to a new level. Meanwhile, the Titans are looking to rebuild, free up cap space, and set the stage for a new chapter, even if it means parting ways with a player of Snead's caliber. This move could be the turning point for Atlanta's season, transforming them from a team with potential into legitimate contenders. The defense, which has struggled at times this season, could become one of the league's most formidable units, especially against the pass. Imagine a secondary with Snead, Mike Hughes, and the rest of the unit, constantly challenging quarterbacks, forcing turnovers, and setting up the offense with short fields. That's the kind of recipe that wins championships. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you believe Snead will make that much of a difference? Are you excited about the possibility of the Falcons climbing higher in the NFC standings? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Falcons. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news. This is the kind of move that could define the season, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds.